G'day guys, fresh canvas. Now this is a bit of an interesting one because normally we're painting something in that direction or I have a photo up. This time I'm painting something in that direction. Why? Because the sun's there and the subject matter's there. So unless I went, I don't even know if it would help, but all the way that way, maybe 1,000 miles, this is the best position. We've got some trees this way. I'll turn around the camera so you can see it. Hold on. These are our trees. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 trees. One large one, a couple of clouds behind and a few bushes in front. Now, the job we've got is capturing that. Now let me bring you up here a little bit. There we go. And bear with me, it's experimental where the camera is right now, so if we move it around a bit, it is what it is. Now, in the space I've got, because I don't know if you can see where I'm standing, there's a few bushes around. We haven't got a whole lot of room, so maybe this giant stick that I normally use will have to take a back seat. This is the Extendo paintbrush. So, anyway, and hello Ray, how we doing? Ryan, lovely to see you in here. We've got a couple of bowls, and if you caught it earlier, trees behind you. Now, because of the lights in my eyes, I'm wearing these sunglasses, and I'm going to try and read the comments. I can see when a comment comes up, but I can't read it from this distance with the glare from the sun. But if it does start blowing too much wind, do not panic, because I've got my little sound system charging at the moment. So if we get desperate, we can chuck that on. But at the moment, I'm just going to start capturing these trees. Going to capture some trees. We're not finishing this one this session. This one here is going to go on for quite a bit, and we're not going to do it all in one big long, in a week, say. I'm going to do a layer on it to get it started. Tonight, when the light changes, the trees will look different, and we'll take it again. And then going into every time we're down in the Corona studio, this is Tauranga down here, we'll keep putting layers on it until it's done. So it's going to be more of a long-term work, is what I'm trying to say. But it'll be fun. A little bit of clear painting medium, and we're going to kick off carbon blacks. It always feels yuck starting with black. Now we're going to do blues. We're going to do these lovely blues. That makes more sense. Good to be back and alive. Yeah, it's been a while. It's been a while, Ryan. I see your name here and there, but not recently. But that's kind of my fault as well, because I've been all over the show as of late. Now, to show this bowl here, it's more like a dirty phthalo blue. It's not that intensity of black. It's not that carbony black. We can still make this seem vibrant, whereas with carbon black, you add it and then spend the rest of the canvas trying to hide it. So we're not going to do that, but we're going to lift this a little bit first. Up, 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 up. All the way up. All the way up. I'm going to drop this one down. If you hear a clunk, it's just this little bit falling off. That's alright. So we're going to fit that in there. Lift this one up. Build me up. Buttercup baby, just to let me down. Pull me around. And worst of all, is that still in the shot? Let me just check it here. Yeah, I think we're still in the shot. I think we're okay. I might be able to bring you forward a little bit though, team. So, you have to forgive me because we're terribly unprepared at the moment. I should have had everything charged. There should be an iPad recording. There should be me doing the with the phone, but unfortunately, it's not the case. It's just the phone. It's on 50% batteries because I love to go through life drastically underprepared. That means I need to stand. But in about 10 minutes, the earpiece will come charged up. use our little handy dandy tool here. Down to the ground you go. Screwing into that nice soft dirt. And then hook through here. Up here. Nice. 1, 2. Now it's not going anywhere. We are safe and sound. Not a cloud in the sky. There's a few, but a charming amount of clouds, I'll say. Now, like I was saying earlier, the subject matter's that way, so if I'm looking straight at you, but not answering your comment, it's nothing to do with you. I bet you're a lovely individual. I'm just staring at some lovely trees. Now, this is actually the ridge that they stand on. The ridge that they stand on. They're quite loose on to start with, wild and woolly. There's a bit here. This is a bush that's actually closer again. It's only 20 feet away from me, this bush. But this is actually about 80 feet. And then these trees start climbing up. And the key to these is for me to catch these dark trunks first and foremost. Big dark trunks. This one sort of comes up here. Yeah, there we go. Lovely. Lovely. And then, so we keep doing these trees. There we go. This one comes up, kinks, out it comes. Wonderful. And then at the very top, this is where most of the volume's going to be. Most of the volume of the black's actually underneath the this part up here, which sort of shows some more branches and the sun's kissing it, and under here is where the sun doesn't reach, but you can see the mass of the, what do you call it? Greenery? Branches, leaves, petals? Whatever. See a lot of black up here. And then this tree here has no chill. This one comes the whole way up. Woo-hoo, like that. The whole way up, and it's actually going to nibble off the side of the canvas. There we go. Here we are. Oh, a little bit on my thumb, it's okay. And this is that big, thick, sort of trunk on it like you wouldn't imagine. It's so round out there, you can't even wrap your arms around half of it. It's ridiculous. Absolutely madness. So we're going to catch the mass of that as that goes up. These trunks actually separate. There we go. And then Nice. Hello from Phoenix, Arizona. Welcome on in. Delightfully from Phoenix here. Now this branch here that I'm drawing, this one is actually part of a larger branch which snapped off. It snapped off and fell right on my tree hut that I had from about the age of 12 till about 18. Destroyed it, absolutely obliterated it. You can see some hard feelings there because I still remember that happening. Went out there and had a look. And the tree, this giant branch had fallen right through the hut. Absolute disaster. Hello to London. Never been to London. Never been. I've never ever done it. One day. The first time I go to London, I'll be a dad. I'll take my babies with me. My little babies. And they'll say, they might say things like, because I've been to America a lot of times, so I don't know whether I'll take the babies straight to America or if we'll travel new places. And if we travel new places, maybe my babies will be the ultimate opposite of me. And they'll be like, I've never been to America. Which would be a pity, because America's one of the most amazing places to travel to. The national parks, such incredible stuff there to see and do. No one, and I mean no one, does national parks like Americans. Those things are absolutely incredible. When I first started out in America, I went to Washington DC, I went to Maine a whole lot. I went to New York, saw monuments, saw statues. but nothing competed when I went to Yellowstone and Yosemite. Those places, there's something special there. If I was going to become a spiritual man, it would happen in a place like that. Any place that's going to do it to me, it'd be Yellowstone. Even more than Yosemite, Yellowstone is beyond comprehension. Marlborough. Now that's one of the most incredible places in New Zealand. That's the sort of thing that, it's places like Marlborough Sound especially, that compete with the likes of Yellowstone. In New Zealand's own little way. I don't think there's anything in New Zealand that directly competes with Yellowstone. It's too vast and too big. But if there were things that would put up on the same stage to say this is what New Zealand can offer in a similar genre, we'd give up things like Marlborough, the Milford Track. Milford Track stands on its own. It's pretty big. It's pretty big. Here we go. Cheers, guys. Right. That's probably enough black. It's a temptation to get excited. We'll add in the blues in the back at the end. I more prefer, rather than doing a slamming baby blue sky and going, right, now we're going to paint on top of it, I love to actually do the whole painting and then catch the little pockets of baby blue, just like your eye sees it. Not mechanically designing it like a turns too much into a craft. Why do I paint outside? Because of that. Because of the fresh air that you get out here, and because paint has fumes. This stuff here is very, very similar to plastic. So if you're going to be inside, or if you're going to be in a studio all day sniffing plastic, how do you think you're going to fare 20, 40 years in the future? Do you think you're going to be the same person? Or do you think slowly, against your will, your craft is going to change the way your brain works? And if that's going to happen, that's a disaster in my mind. Your craft should change you. You should develop. You should alter. But to think that your craft is actually going to change your frontal lobe, the way you think, the way you act, that's a risky thing, guys. That's something I would prefer to avoid. Lovely. See how it's getting slightly lighter here? And then there's other trees in the background here. They're slightly less dark tone. Funnily enough, the things in the front seem to be somewhat blacker. The things in the background are more muted grey tone to them. I'm going to acknowledge that. There we go. Some trees coming off in all sorts of directions through here. Beautiful. Hello, who's that there? Is that Harold? Sorry for my bad eyes. And hey, Scorpion. Wish you could paint like me? I reckon. I mean, I used to think that as well when I looked at Picasso's work with cubism and his wild, childish nature. I was like, oh, I wish I could do it like that. But actually, no. You want to do it your own way. With your own spice. There's no point. Like, you'd never think for a second that turmeric would get jealous of cinnamon. They're different. Or the cacao would envy peppermint. Like, we allow these flavours to be unique and different, and yet we sort of feel like there's some sort of perfect art, when artists are more like spice. And you're allowed to not like spice. I hate peppermint tea. It doesn't do it for me. I get a little reflux. It's not my bread and butter. But I'll tell you what, I don't mind a green tea if I've had something to eat. Otherwise the tannins make me want to vomit. Love cinnamon. Oh my god. Love cinnamon. How have you been? I've been good. I've been very good. Looking after myself. Doing everything I can to look after Shelby while she grows a baby. funny, we're approaching this painting, it's acrylics with a few other mediums through it, but we're approaching it similar to an egg tempera painting where we're doing all the muted colours. Just a little approach into it. Now that's not part of the plan, it's opted for the start of this one to go straight from these phthalo blues into white, so we get this grey tone to it, which is only to make the colours that we do start using pop even more. So I am here for it. I'm here for it. Lovely. Everywhere we go. Beautiful. Beautiful. Aloha. That's fantastic, Steve. One wild card right now, Steve, is I have to do a last minute trip to Tauranga, but I'm sure I'll be able to get back to Auckland, catch up with her before she shoots off back to the other part of the world. Right now, this is the Corona Studio. Well, outdoor Tauranga. And that was a branch board. Wow. Love the voice of colours. Wait. This is the voice of colours, or my voice is the voice of colours? If your voice was a colour, what colour would that be? That's an interesting question. What colour would my voice be? I reckon if my voice was a colour, excuse me bug, I'm taking that exact spot you landed on, sorry mate. If my voice was a colour, it'd be ultramarine blue. It's probably not resonant enough actually. Could it be? Maybe it's more like a baby blue. If my voice was a colour, it would be like a slightly ultramarine baby blue. Like a light navy. I'll take that. Loving the different shades? Yeah. Now don't get it twisted, we are going to slam this with colour. It's just, this is the current process that this painting's on. Not all paintings start with a crazy ball of colour. They usually end up with it. It's symptomatic of a painting, but at the start, they can each go on their own little journey. That's exactly what this one's on. Now this one's a very unique one too, because it's not done on masonite. This is aluminum. So, I'm back to experimenting. We're doing a bit of acrylic. We did egg tempera on aluminum, but we never did lovely, oh so lovely. That's your base. Okay, cool. My base. Where's the road to go? Wouldn't call it my base. I'd say base was Auckland. It's where my child's going to be born. So that would be the definition of a base. There, and then all things there. Now if you're wondering, just because it's limited space, I'm using a brush tighter to the piece. And that's okay. And I don't mind at all. Seems like the times we fight, Lord, ain't right. Dun, dun, dun. I should say too, guys, just so you get some prior warning, I've got some friends coming up. I'm going to hear their car, say friends, cousins and friends. Cousins that are friends. So they're friends beyond the fact that they're just relatives, if that makes sense. the next sort of hour or two. So we've definitely got another hour, I'm sure of it. But they are on their way up. So when they do get here, I'll bid you guys adieu, and I'll do the appropriate thing and host them. Well, if that's okay with you guys? Hope that's okay. Let's go to red. Is that wind annoying, team? Because my speaker's going to be getting close to charge, so we'll be able to control it shortly. Now, red's a wild choice, but it's going to exist underneath all these wild colours. It's going to be quite muted. This won't be full saturation, it'll be more like a peach. And the reason it's going to be more peach-like is because I'm going to combine it in through the white that I've already got on the plate here. There we go. Is that a question mark there? How are you preparing for the... I'm not sure that's a legitimate thing. I think they're just posting up on Instagram for Instagram likes. I think it's just a trick, guys. So I wouldn't worry too much about that side of things. There we go. Let's get, yeah, there we go. So those are the trees in the background there, popping out, and then up above this shadow, we haven't touched this yet. This is the other stuff, is the sun-kissed areas. So basically everywhere that's getting hit with a bit of red right now is areas that the sun is kissing. That's what we're up to here. Beautiful. Oh, it's like something flew into my eye. It's really nice and itchy there. There we go. Ooh. There's a pollen got into my eye. Whatever it was, it's itchy. It is itchy. Where am I painting today? Hey Mike. We're painting in Tauranga, and what I'm painting here, let me spin you around so you can have a look-see. Just make sure it's easy to do. There we go. This is what we're painting. See those trees up there? Those big trees, there's a big one on the right, and then you've got the other small ones here, about 15 total, and you can see the landscape outside there. So if we spin you back this way, you'll be able to see that actually, you'll start to see the trees coming together, but where the red's going is where the sun is kissing. So that's up through here, and it doesn't really get up in this tree too much. But it doesn't, it's not too extreme, it's just dabbling. There we go. Across here. Beautiful. Nice and and then you can see the closer shrubs down through here. They exist. Down through here. Here we go. All the way out to the edge. Beautiful. Got the boulders there. Each of those. There we go. Temptations to paint the whole boulder. You've only got colour for half of it. So it's not a matter of painting the whole boulder. It's more a matter of painting the shapes and the colours you actually see. There we go. Beautiful. This one here's got, let's close up. There we go. This one's going to sneak out here just a wee bit more. Weather beautiful? Yes, the weather is beautiful. I'm going to go for a little bit longer. I'm going to put on some sunscreen. I had a cup of coffee, which I left somewhere. Anyway, track that down. Hold on, let me... I've actually been shaking coffee. Ooh-wee. There's nature saying, don't you walk away from your canvas. You stay right there, boy. I'm going to do it anyway, Mother Nature. That's how I roll. Oh, misty eye of the mountain below. Alright. change up colours during our painting of landscapes, like blue trees and brown sky. That's exactly what's going to happen here. All colours are interchangeable provided you nail the tone. Everything else can get changed. So all we're watching with our colours is typically tone, and the hues can go in any direction and whatever we feel like we want to do at the given moment. So it's a good cup of filter coffee. That is primo filter. You know, I've usually been this espresso man, strong espresso, but I got to the stage where I started liking my coffee too strong, and I think I've gone back in the other direction now, where actually I don't mind the strength of American coffee, and it's softer, but it's more about the flavour, not about getting this giant caffeine kick. It's nice, actually. I like the flavour of coffee. It doesn't need to have a ridiculous amount of caffeine in it. Hello, Senor Sip. My height, always the relevant question. Important to ask, in fact. You can tell an immensely large amount of stuff about someone's personality, goals, life, dreams, and who they are as a human being simply by their height. That's sarcasm, by the way. I'm 5'11". There we go. Beautiful. Scrape this all through here. Nice. Kind of looks like wildfire in the hills, which, to be honest, I sort of like. And there's a hill over here that's got a bit of warmth on it too. There we go. And this trunk comes the whole way down. I don't know how I missed that. It doesn't matter though. Well, I know how I missed that. I got distracted and ran off in a new direction and kept going. That's totally okay. Good morning from Thailand. You're welcome to be in here. What an absolute pleasure. We've got people here from Hawaii, Thailand, Singapore. We've got a couple of Texas states. I wonder if we've got Pennsylvania, I think. You had Phoenix, Arizona. We've got pretty much everywhere you'd want to have, to be fair. Now, that down there, you can buy that for a few pieces, but for now, I'll get some sunscreen on there. UK, United Kingdom. This is 30 SPF, so this will do a wonderful treat. There we go. I'm starting to feel that heat, that sun beating down, so we won't risk it too much. Back of the neck, it's always a place I forget. And then that little V at the front of the neck, also chronic for forgetting that. NC? What's NC? What state's that again? NC. Got my mind stuck on New Caledonia. Of course it is. Idiot me. Yeah. North Carolina. Come on, Sebastian. Perfect. Yeah, everyone's like, North Carolina, bro. Figure it out. I deserve that. Appreciate the help. Here we go. Okay, a little bit of, we're going to splice this red into a bit of Yellow Deep. Yellow Deep, I'll show you right up close here if it works. Can you see that? Probably not with the overcast nature of it, but it's candium free, so if you do paint or you're going to do it socially or whatever, you see how it says cadmium free there? A lot of colours have heavy metals in them, which are cancer causing. And only recently has there been a big shift to saying, hey, maybe we don't want our professional paints to cause cancer. And that sounds really fair enough. Like you would have thought that would always be the case, but no, it's only just started becoming the case. And so look for cadmium free and anything that doesn't have heavy metals in it. If you're ever wondering, you're like, I just don't know, ask Chatbot. Chatbot GBT, you just put the ingredients into it. Chatbot will just be like, yep, that's got cobalt, that's got this. You won't normally find things like lead. That's not really a thing in paint anymore. Lead and mercury, we've sort of all come together and agreed those ones aren't safe. But expect to find other heavy metals that are still dangerous inside your paint. And I don't know about you guys, but when I'm buying artwork, I don't really want to know that there's poisonous, cancer-causing compounds in it. Even if they're dry, like, it's not needed. If it's needed, yeah, it's fine. If it's not needed, why are we dealing with that? That would be my outlook on it. Lovely. Set that up around here. Then just come the whole way up. You actually come right up here. These are the branches above those branches you can make out. And then there's little tufts at the end of the there we go. Wonderful. So we've got 3 landscapes on the go at the moment. And I'm just building the frame to fill the space. Now these landscapes will chop and change. We're not going to do them all equally. It depends where we are each day to which one we'll work on. So this is a Tauranga landscape. We'll keep making this one in the Bay of Plenty. And then we'll have we've got the beach one. I don't think that one's quite finished. Speaking of not quite finished, who saw, let me just make sure I'm on the ball with this. Cheers, Chuck. Have a good one. Who saw the reel today with the, we all saw the beach painting previously, but, we all saw the beach painting previously, but who saw the reel of Bada Bing Bang Boom, the narration over the top? And if you saw it, how did you feel? Because I feel like the fast music and the flashy scenes is kind of fun, but actually a little bit of sound to describe a bit of colour and the important points is kind of cool, because if I just put that in the comments section, sometimes it gets missed. And if it's important, you know, the use of turquoise or the use of Naples yellow, or what we're trying to do, or why it's so chaotic, or what the intentions were, I feel like those are important aspects of the painting. But you've got to watch that reel. If you like it, let me know, but if you don't like it, please don't be quiet. Tell me what you don't like about it. If the music's too loud, too quiet, if I'm being boring, so I can actually make sure I'm giving out something helpful rather than anything else. Hello, I'm at the supermarket. What am I getting us for dinner, please? Alright guys, time to vote. What are we getting for dinner? Shelby's here, and Shelby's asking what we're making for dinner. So I'm going to be cooking dinner, and the question is what we're having. We need some good suggestions. Now, we should note, the oven's not working. No oven. So we've got fry pans, and we've got rice cookers, and we've got barbecues. We've got a barbecue. I've got a good idea, Shelby. Grab some skewers. And we can cook those on the barbecue really easily without worrying. And kids love those as well, if Maya and Nia are pickish. And then if the barbecue's not working, which is like worst case scenario. We can cook them on the frying pan. Skewers are good. Sushi's a lot of work. So let's go. I like your style though. So let's go sushi. Let's go skewers, and then grab some of those. I just grabbed some of those easy bags of salad too, the ones you pull open and put the dressing straight on top of. Skewers and that allows us to. It's not the fanciest meal in the world, but allows us to focus on actually talking and enjoying each other's company, rather than getting caught on the idea of having to make a big fancy dinner. How do we feel about that? Sounds yummy. Alright, Birdie's on board. Shelby, does that work for you? Obviously you get the final say because you're the one actually down there doing it. There we go. And hey Birdie, how you doing? Who's Shelby? Andy. Shelby is my partner. And Shelby is currently the person who's making sure that dinner happens tonight. Well, I sit here and paint a landscape. We've all got jobs to do. There we go. Beautiful. Beautiful. Sounds perfect. Skewers and salad. I'm on it. Fantastic. Hello from Wellington. How's Wellington going at the moment? Do you have a bunch of winds there? Sorry if you're sick of hearing that question. We've got some wind here at the moment, brewing in all directions, but it's pretty good. I reckon in the next sort of 2 minutes, I'm going to dash inside and grab the sound system to make it all go well. It's going fantastically. Things are ticking along. Tips for painting beginners. Well, if you're painting the beginner, you won't actually be able to tell they're a beginner. They'll still have hands and feet and a face, so just focus on capturing the shadows and the colours and things. And I mean, what are they a beginner in? Focus more on what you see and less on their... I think you mean painting if you're a beginner. Alright, if you're painting if you're a beginner, what to do? First off, don't beat yourself up on everything you make. It's like, think about if you start going to the gym and working out and trying to stay healthy. Imagine if every time you went to the gym, you started beating yourself up saying, I'm not doing as good as I should be doing. I'm terrible at this. I'm unhealthy. I'm this, I'm that. Do you really think you're going to want to go back to a space where you give yourself that level of self-harassment? You're going to avoid that space. And that's why a lot of people start with the best of intentions to go to the gym, end up feeling the opposite of self-love and then run from it. And you go on this cycle the whole time. If you went to the gym, or if you went to a social netball game, or if you went for a walk or a jog or a swim, and you thought, you know what, I did a good thing today. That was healthy for me. That was a good thing for me and I feel better for it. You're more likely to do that thing again. You haven't harassed yourself. Completely separate from anyone else and what they might say. Same thing goes with art. If you approach your art and you think someone else isn't going to like it, someone's going to hate it, I hate it, I'm terrible at this, why can't I be better? Do you really think tomorrow you're going to wake up, look at the painting and think, oh, I can't wait to get started again so I can give myself more harassment and hate? You're going to avoid it altogether. Don't give yourself that. Feel happy that you're actually involved in something you're finding pleasure from. Like dancing. You can dance and find pleasure in it before you're a good dancer. Or you never need to be a good dancer to find pleasure in it. And yet, we sort of did this weird thing with art where we said, you're not allowed, you shouldn't let anyone see it, and you shouldn't be allowed to make it until you're a master at it. And if you play that game, how will anyone ever become a master? The step to being great at something is being not so great at it, and then going through the process. But at that point, it doesn't have to be grueling. It can be fun, loving, and joyful. And actually, the fact that you got better is irrelevant to the pleasure the actual activity brings you. Don't ever get that confused. And don't let someone who's at a tough spot in their journey, who maybe cast shadow or a negative emotion on what you're making, don't let that dishearten you. The art is there for your pleasure. You don't do dancing because you're trying to make everyone else happy. You do dancing to bring vitality and happiness to your own life. Painting's very similar to that. We got a New Yorker here. I just shipped a painting to New York, actually. Statue of Liberty. Shot off in that direction. And then, aside from that, wait, I've got 5 or 6. No, 2. I've got 2 collectors who've got 2 paintings each in New York. And then there's one that's just gone to New York. And then there's another one. 6 paintings in New York right now, but they're all in private residences. And 2 of them are in a little bit, near the Soggy Wood, a little bit west of New York, like slightly out of the piece. Sarah, yeah. Woo. Paint poetry. The temptation to beat yourself up isn't actually usually something you do. And I say that because do you see many kids painting and hating what they make, or just simply enjoying it? And if they're simply enjoying it, it was probably as you grew older and started to judge yourself or learn from others that you should judge what you make, that made you hate your art more. And so sometimes, rather than fighting the world around you and telling others that they're wrong and your art's brilliant for this reason and this reason, it's got nothing to do with it. And it's about looking inwards. And once you can actually angle that inwards and understand that the art's not an external process, it's an internal one. And if you're finally true to yourself and you make art which you believe in, suddenly the world can connect with it. Because if you're making something to please everyone else, do you ever find yourself pleasing other people and then forming strong friendships, doing just whatever you think they want you to be? Or do you find your strongest friendships and your strongest love is with people who you can actually authentically be yourself around? And although you work to make them happy, you don't work to be who you think they want you to be the whole time. Art's no different. Art's very similar. So when you liken art to friendships and love, it actually has a lot of continuity, in my mind. We do the same thing psychologically. We can judge it and stifle it before it can become something special. We can stop it from ever becoming something special because we don't ever let it grow in the first place. We can despise what we make. We can start off really well and then end up resenting it. Or we can be happy and enjoy the process. And then no matter what that becomes out as, we genuinely felt love and connection with it and you made it authentically, you love whatever gets created. Even if it's not the beautiful thing that you originally had in mind, you still are able to love it. And back up here, west of New York is Jersey. Oh, no, sorry. So it's not out of New York. So it was still a New York address, like it said New York on it. But it was like not in Manhattan area. A lot of them go to that sort of Manhattan zone. This is New Zealand, and hey guys, yeah, I'm caught up. Alright, next colour. Or, pause yourself there, Sebastian. Or, let's throw some white into our, medium yellow. Let's see where this takes us. This has gone on for way too long. How's the sound, guys? Is it annoying? Does the wind keep playing with it, or is it actually pretty consistent? If it's pretty consistent, that's fantastic. If it's playing up a little bit, I'll go inside and grab the better speaker for the job. But only you guys can tell me that, because I can obviously hear myself yarning, but I can also hear the wind brewing. So these are all questions that I have. You're here from the Philippines, welcome on in. You know, I was surprised when I went to Palau how many people in Palau from the Philippines. They're working, you know, sending money home to families, enjoying fishing. Lovely people, absolutely lovely people. Imagine all the people you live in for today. You may say that I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. Let's get it right in there, just like that. That's what I want. Just these clouds sitting there behind those branches. This is the capturing of the background, but over the top of the foreground. You'd be like, you shouldn't do that. No, you should. You should paint the picture in whichever order you want. Once you constrict yourself to simple craft strategies and methods, unlike a lot of other things, like say jewellery making or textiles, where a specific pattern actually helps create something more beautiful, with art, rejecting constraints like having to approach it in a certain way to preordain a certain result, yuck. You hold it back. You inherently take the chaos out of it, and once art loses that creative chaos, that looseness in the brushstrokes, or that wild intention to express a real human expression, there's not much left for it to do. You may as well have bought a photo. There has to be human expression in it. And for human expression to exist, the beginning of it has to be inherently chaotic, in my mind. Just like we came into this world, we had no idea. Slowly became conscious or aware, or had enough memories to start comprehending the world around us. And then we just started. That's just how things went. A painting's got to be similar. It's got to start in that same chaos and then move towards entropy. You can't just start in entropy and finish in entropy. What a boring story for a painting. Why even bother? It's got to start in chaos. I look younger today. Why would that be? Why would I look younger? I've got some good wrinkles on my forehead. Maybe the light's hitting differently on those. Ooh, I shampooed my hair, so maybe it's looking more puffy and boyish. And I'm wearing sunglasses so you can't see my crow's feet. I've got these wonderful little crow's feet on the side of my eyes now, which I love because you get these from, well, wincing or smiling too much. My ones are from smiling, so wind's too strong. Thanks for the heads up. I will grab the little thing right now. Can you guys hold fire without me? Okay, hope you can. Put that down somewhere where it won't fly off. I'm going to spread these legs out just a little bit more. When the legs are spread, it holds its ground better. There we go. That's not going anywhere. Right, give me like 20 seconds. See you soon, guys. Jingos were doing well here at the moment, guys. Now let me just come down here with you. Sorry, that's cool. Gotcha about the paint. Perfect. I can't remember what I was saying, but probably the glasses make me look younger. Yeah, nothing like a cheap pair of aviators. Here we go. Let's bring you up here. plug you on in there. How's the sound, guys? Did we improve it drastically? And by the looks of it, the lighting's changed pretty drastically, and it's come off the work. So let's team up and figure out how we're going to change that. The sun's there now. We're going to move things around. This can go to here. Whew, my paintbrush fell off. I'm going to spin this around so it catches the light, because obviously we want, see that massive change there? There we go. That's what we want. Pull that leg in, pull those legs in. Perfect. And then I'm going to move you guys. Oh no, you guys actually, you're probably fine there, aren't you? I don't mind you right there, but that's way better, eh? The lighting's changed drastically for you. Let me just spin you around so you can see what we're painting. We're going to go round a little circle here. Bear with me. These are our trees. So you can see them standing up here. The big one just there, and then these smaller ones out here. There's some shrubs down here at the front and some rocks. Now let me spin you back around so you can see where we're working here. So coming back to here. G'day Jay, how we doing? And Grace, thank you, I appreciate that. You can see that the big trunk of the trees here, that's that big black area spotted there. You can see a slight darkness there underneath the trees and that sun-kissed area up the top, which, like I say, we're not matching colours, but we are looking out for tone. And then you can see that horizon line coming in here with a few of those fiery colours, and then these bushes down the front there. And if you're really perceptive, the two rocks are right here and here. So there's been a bit of a shuffle in terms of the actual scale and perspective of the image, but the key elements I wanted to get was that moving tree coming up, the changing in the lighting between the two specific layers there, the beautiful flat muted sky behind them, the bit coming up, the changing in the lighting between the two specific layers there, the beautiful flat muted sky behind them. Did I explain that well? I hope so. And hey David, how are we doing? Welcome on in, David. Now, because it's the morning or early afternoon, the light's up there. So we're in a very different position to our normal go. Usually we're in the more like mid-evening. So the sun's actually in that direction, so we can paint what's in that direction. But that's why, if I keep staring back at you, I'm actually painting the trees up above you. That's what's going on there. Which is sort of better than it being behind the easel. Because I always find, you find artists love to paint what's directly behind the easel. I prefer to turn to look at it and then look back, because then I've got that little twist position in my hips to enjoy. But actually I'm not sitting there like, who's seen the artists in like the cartoons and the movies, glancing around it like this? It just feels like I'm playing Splinter Cell or some like sneaky, ducky divey. It's weird. It's weird. It's not my bread and butter. There we go. It's going to come in here. It's that nice Naples. This is actually more of a baby blue colour. There we go. It's going to come in here. It's that nice Naples. This is actually more of a baby blue colour. Clouds have in the background here, and that's kind of beautiful. It won't be a because we don't paint the background first or prioritise anything. We just paint what we feel and see. Those clouds and those leaves with the same amount of presence. And any perspective that you see, those clouds and those leaves with the same amount of presence. And any perspective that you see,